There we go. All right, perfect.
Alright.
She's gonna be recording.
Yeah, I have
Perfect.
Notes. Yeah.
this little voice recorder. Okay, so how are you today?
Good.
Good?
I had breakfast. I have other stuff planned. I am off work tomorrow, so I naturally patrol on my off days. It makes common sense that I can do a lot more on my off days, and I'm not in a full suit because it takes a while to get it cleaned up. So it is white, so mind you, white kids stained. So.
I imagine. Okay. Well, have you always lived in Chicago?
Yeah, my whole life.
Okay.
Born and raised. I'd say did want to go to Canada, but clearly Canada doesn't allow that many firearms, so there's no work out there for me in the RLSH wise. Chicago tends to every weekend tends to have something going on, especially gun violence wise.
Interesting. Wait, what do you mean by that? Something going on?
Yeah, the things, if you buy a police scanner, things that happen just, I'd say 6 to like 1 a.m. all around the city. Like I'm talking about Indiana down to Wisconsin. A lot of stuff is going on. If you, of course, you saw my videos that I'm 15 minutes late on a lot of stuff. So even when I am patrolling around, I'd say I patrolled 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. There is still, stoplights, and even officers are on streets, and I can't just, all right, I'm kind of like an officer. Let me just go across this street with a red light, but I can't do that. Still have to follow law, and if I get a call that's like 15-20 minutes away, try to cut that down. So
yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah. How did you start your RLSH journey?
When I was younger, I'd say the concept of the dove was created when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So I'd say when I was younger, it was actually Spider-Man. It was Tobey Maguire. He gave off the, hey, superhero. I was like, hey, this is amazing. It looks real. He's in a fire building. He's saving lives. But what if that was real? I can't be him because, okay, let's have a reality check. When you get bitten by a spider, what happens? Not that. Most definitely not that. You're not jumping off buildings and big muscles. That's not happening. You're just going to get poisoned and death. So I'd say, hey, Batman is kind of the root of that. And in 2008, I'd say 2000, could be beforehand as well. But no, let's go off Christian Bale's Batman as well. More realistic. I don't have money like that. I drive a little Chevrolet. I don't have money like that. But I do my best with the money that I can get. I'd say this shield, this baby right here, is a good 700. My videos, it came in black. Of course, the black is the main. This is Pakistan coating. Right, if you want to take a picture of that. Yeah.
Sorry, my camera's messed up.
That is amazing. So did you paint that?
Yeah, I painted that. Kind of finger painted the yellow part, but of course I white painted. But I want to get a bigger shield. I can get a bigger shield, and I need to get a bigger shield.
Have you ever had to use the shield?
No, not in a real life situation, no. But I'd say in fights it'll work perfectly. I'm trying to get more active. I started off just feeding the homeless. Remember, I did 100 bags. Then I did a good 13 bags. But I'm more flexible now. I do 40 hours of work a week, so I am not. Hey, I have no job. I have gas money to go to Chicago, so why not? It's not like that. It's reality, right? You have to take some time to get incorporated. You pay bills, help my mother out, stuff of that nature.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why do you think that, like, the superhero thing called to you so much?
Yeah. I'd say because it needs to be done. I see it as a responsibility. I'm not bringing up that Spider-Man quote, but it's a responsibility of all of us. You guy on that bike, the person on that phone. It's the responsibility of each other to protect each other, no matter what gender, matter what race, matter what anything, because you have a beating heart. So it should be our responsibility to keep that beating heart pumping. And I'd say, hey, I could do that. I can help people. Normally, I could do that without putting on a superhero suit. A lot of people's like, dude, you look like a clown. Okay, just help people. Become a fighter, become a medic. Help people in that manner. Okay, it'd be a good idea, but I'd say, being a superhero would be way cooler, because it's never been seen before.
Yeah.
On paper, it's cool, yada, yada, yada. When you put it in real life, it's like, wow. So you're telling me we got people that's from this comic in real life, and, they're doing it by law. They're doing it with the officers. I'm not a vigilante. I work with the police. And, of course, you see in the video, sometimes the police get a little irritated, but that's okay. So they're human too. They have 9mm to go after these gang members. All I have is a bulletproof vest and a shield. So I'm just gonna go out and assist the best way I can, legally. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Can you tell me more about feeding the homeless and how? Do you still do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you had bags. Was that just stuff that you got on your own? Or?
Yeah. Amazon. They're just like small little fabric bags. Not that much. I got a good 100 of them. That's why in the beginning I did 100 bags, because I got like 200 of those bags from Amazon. Not that bad.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this is out of pocket.
Yeah.
Well, this is all out of pocket. Right?
From me. Everything you see is from me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So how much of your paycheck would you say goes to this?
More than half. I've missed car payments because of this sometimes. Guilty as charged. I've special occasions, I'm like, hey, no, I can't because I'm working on something. Or like, hey, I love you, Mom, but hey, can you pay for groceries this time? Let me do some little something. And I don't really care about subscribers, okay? But I'm like, hey, I can maybe get more subscribers for this, or just invent something cool. I tried different things out. That's why you don't see me with just the same thing every video. That's why it's a little broken apart, a little something different every video. Like I have the drone, but that's at home. So yeah.
Hold on, very cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about your YouTube channel and like what the kind of, you said you don't care about subscribers, but like what is it to try and like crowdfund in some way? What's the goal with that?
No, target audience, you're right about that. Target audience. I would like to teach other people to do what I'm doing a little bit. Of course, in the safest way possible. That's why I always teach about the state laws of that nature, like the HIPAA law. When I was talking to the EMT in the video, I was like, I didn't know about the HIPAA law. I didn't know about that. I just wanted to make sure that the guy that was had drugs in the system was okay.
Sorry. Is your like signal going off right now?
Yeah, like spidey senses.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I have a car and that's it. It's the only way. I can't just run over there or fly over there. So it breaks my heart. But
do you wish you could fly?
Very. I have when I get the money, like if I keep up with this and YouTube, hey Dove, here's a couple $100,000. I'm going to make something that no one has seen. I believe, what's his face? Sorry, that's rude. Richard Browning. He created something similar to this. These are just air blowers and that's it, but actual engines to propel himself in the air. And he did go the EMT route. You guys can look him up. Richard Browning. He's pretty cool. But I'd say something similar to that, but I'd say way faster, We sleek, of course, white and yellow. And in Chicago, I'd say if I keep up with this, if I don't get shot in the face, I'd say a good less than 5 years from now, I'll be able to get something like that. So.
Oh, that's a crazy projection. So 2029, you'll be flying.
Yeah. Hopefully, crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that energy.
Yeah.
You were saying something about the paramedics teaching you about HIPAA laws and how you want to teach other people about that. Sorry.
Right.
Can you talk more about that?
I Googled it myself. I was like, hey, I did not know. I was unaware. So the HIPAA laws, basically just, ILCS, so just all these laws put into one. Those are health management laws. Those are more focused on, more like gun laws and more so I'd say, what can I carry on my body? Like how can I, stick, it can be illegal if you break a person's face with it, but you can use a stick to self-defense and self-defense laws. And I tried to go into actually an attorney up in Naperville and talk to them with it, but they were like, no, we don't really teach that, or you can go somewhere else at that. And I was just like, all right, fine, I'll just do it myself. So I have videos on there, Googled it up, but people tend to not care about those videos. But laws are very important. I'll still post up law videos because without them I can't really do much. So they're like, hey Dove, that's cool, but can you actually do that? I'm really filtering out people that ask that question, because guess what, it's on the channel already. You don't have to ask that. Don't ask me that, because it's already there for you. So
yeah. Okay. And you were thinking,
yeah.
Sorry. Okay. You were talking about kind of all these things that you're working on.
Yeah.
Is there an element, like, the engineering of that is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like how did you learn all of that stuff?
Oh, I'd say just online. Simple. So this is nitrogen. It can be flammable in a way of Elon Musk, Tesla and all that stuff. They have like diagrams online where you can look at. But I mean, to get those components is expensive. So I'd say I could make like a mini version of that, but yet again, it's still expensive and dangerous, and it'll take time as well. So what I mean by the 5-year thing, I mean like how I'd say slightly around a basic engine like that will probably cost around $10,000, and it's just like, okay, I need to make this slightly bigger, maybe take it apart, put it back together, see what I can do with it. But I'll exploit that at some point instead of just using these pretending looking engine things, but when I do the smoke, this to shoot it out, if I'm getting shot at or something, it'll mess up the aim of those that's opposing me.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Very interesting. Oh wait. So
we have an hour. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, hour 20 minutes.
Got it. You said that the idea for the Dove came to you when you were a kid. Can you tell me more about that character and what it means to you?
Yeah, I'd say it was, I talked about Jehovah a lot in my previous videos, like the white and yellow, the dove. So like the Holy Spirit in a way. I did get that concept from that, but it's also something called blasphemy. So blasphemy is like, as in, say if you say that you are God, like you can't say that, like that's blasphemy. So if anyone thinking, oh, the dove thinks he's God, I don't. Okay, you Simone is recording me right now. I am not a God. So years from now, I may look a certain way, I may do amazing, extraordinary things later to come, and also this year as well. I'm not a God, but I do believe in a true God. Okay, no, nothing controversial, not forcing on anyone, but I would say that it came from that. Just when I was younger, Christians gave off this good guys, good people, nice people, want to save you, Jesus loves you and all of that, etc. I was raised around that, so yeah.
Okay.
Stuck with me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am curious about I don't know how much you want to get into this, because I know you obviously have like a persona and then like a real person identity, but is there anything you would feel comfortable telling me about your background that you think has to do with the dove?
Okay. Yeah, my personal life, mind you, there is a lot of people on the channel that doesn't know who I am. So like some family members know who I am and of that nature. It was really hard to actually hide it. They're very nosy. Not trying to bring up race, but us black people are very nosy, so they go through things that we're not supposed to go through. But I'd say my background is mostly, came from a Christian household. So no violence, right? No violence is bad. But I really hate disrespectful people, I hate people that tend to say, hey, I can do what I want, rather if that's punching you in the face, stabbing you, killing you. And, Christians, God, that's kind of like the way opposite. So we oppose that. We try to stop that, or say, hey guys, stop doing these drugs. Saw in the drugs video that this guy messed himself up with drugs. He may be all fun and dandy, yeah, I'm what they say, turn up, I'm having fun, but people have lost their life because of that. How is that fun? How is that happy? How is that turn up? So I'd say, background wise, stay away from it. I try to go against that, and just the basic moral code of no killing and saving people's lives. I had to have that mindset before I did this, before I did any of this. I have a car, I'm more flexible to come out here and try to help people out. But it's person by person, it takes time. I'm one man, so I can't really be like, hey, everyone follow me, everyone do the right thing. There's gonna be some people like, shut up you clown, like shut up you goofy, like I can do what I want, like, and you can do what you want by all means, but if that means you're gonna hurt a person, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Going back to, you mentioned that sometimes this, would you call it like a project? Would you call it?
Yeah, I say a hobby.
Hobby,
like
okay.
a hobby,
You call it a hobby.
Side thing, side hustle.
Side hustle. Yeah. Okay, sometimes the side hustle interferes with other parts of your life. Mm-hmm. Does it ever interfere with like your social life?
I'd say I don't have that much social media. I used to, especially personally. I am kind of slowly making this to my main focus, my main life. So, going to church or, go hall and stuff of that nature. I am kind of leaning more into just straight up, put on the suit, get the gear, go out, help police officers. And, it's really hard to, I'm living with a friend right now, but, get an apartment or, get a wife and kids and get all that stuff. That's important. But I am focusing just this. I see, if I get killed or hurt, that's what I wanted. So I'll still be a symbol of somewhat to the public. That's personally speaking.
Yeah, how does it feel that there is a chance that you could get hurt or killed?
Yeah, I'd say that, so I signed up for. I don't just put on this gear to look cool. A lot of people mistaken as that. The new video that I posted, it was for, I got a call of these guys. They're robbing people in the street. They're in these two cars. Officers caught them, but I want to help the officers catch the rest. They didn't catch the other guys. So I parked the car in an alley, came out, popped that corner on the Fulton. Yeah, it was like Fulton over there, Fulton, Washington. And I want to help the officers. So, I asked questions. Then right in the video, you can see that they got one suspect. I got him on video. It's like, hey, all right, fine. I'm gonna go past this guy. and go find the others. I asked more questions, but their guys were like, hey, you know, you can be by the sidewalk, you can't really be over here by us. So I was like, all right, sure. So I went to the sidewalk, make sure people wasn't in traffic. So hey, you know, I'm not gonna be a vigilante and be like, you know, I'm gonna do what I want. You know, I'm gonna hop this fence, break some stuff to find these guys. Could have did that, but I didn't. So if the officers say go to the sidewalk, I'm gonna go to the sidewalk. But there were some guys in the street, told them to get off the street, move out the way. If that's the best thing I can do, then that's the best thing I can do. So,
have you ever thought about becoming a cop yourself?
Yeah, I'm a security guard, so I'd say that's pretty close. But if I wouldn't be as flexible to, you know, get in my suit and 12-hour shifts I'm already doing. But I'd say as an officer, I'll be somewhat limited to things that, like, okay, police officer, my last name, I'm not saying it, but officer blah 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 was in a suit. It'll look real bad, and I think it'll be if I'm trying to help the officers, if I become one, it's really like how different if a police officer, you know, killed someone that was innocent, and it was like he's a police officer, you know, he's you know, it'll kind of be more of a negative than a positive. Okay, the RLSH and police are separate, but they do work together to help the community.
Okay. Are you talking about kind of like the police violence in Chicago?
Yeah, like the I love the police. By all means, I love the police, but let's just say there's a good chunk of people that don't. And if I'm fully a part of that, a lot of people will look down upon me. But I do help the police. I try to help the police. I am with them, but I just don't think it's a good idea to become one myself.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Did you kind of grow up? When you were growing up, were you exposed to a lot of gang violence, or was this something that you became aware of later?
Not saying his name, but my brother, he's part of the gang, and I kind of got that first-hand experience of what gang members do to their families and what gang members do to you know, just basic people on the street. I'd say that I was raised, I would say, in the projects, but I don't really use that as an excuse. I would say, you know, I came from the projects, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna do gangbanging too. You know, I'm gonna get tattoos. I have no tattoos. I literally ignored them all through high school. It's very avoidable. But I'd say that you're right. It did give me the sense of, you know, I don't want this to happen to other people. I don't want you know how disrespectful my brother was. He was in and out of jail, and you know, you're telling me basically every single gang member out there has to do something basically bad to their family members and to the people, like friends, everybody. So you're like, what's the point of gang members? And my brother really did give me a first-hand experience of what to not like. So.
Okay. Yeah. Do you still talk to him? Or?
Yeah, I still talk to him. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but he knows who he is. So he knows who he is.
Is that relationship still complicated?
Yeah. In one of my videos I posted, I said I did fight him. I used the tasers on him. I talked to the officers that they were like, hey, you know, you could have did a good 6 years if you since I didn't have a void license over that, but you know, they were like, hey, we understand that it was our protection. They looked at his record and they understood that I was just, you know, like leave the house. You know, he wasn't leaving the house, so I had to do that. So that was one of a wake-up call for me as well, getting more boxing, more fights. I feel like just defense. I know God always says, you know, avoid violence, and I want to avoid violence, I do, but sometimes it tends to be the solution to some things. You know, a gang member sagging his pants, right? You know, he got a gun in his hand, he's aggressive, aiming at everybody, you know, do something. And I'm like, I can't talk to him. if I try to talk to him, I mean, of course he's gonna get more aggressive. You're like, you may see me in a white and yellow suit, shut your clown, you know, so forth. I just can't fix that situation and just speak in motion. I'll have to, you know, go towards him, use the shield, get him on the ground, call 911. You know, that's citizen's arrest. I can't really detain him, but I can make sure he doesn't leave the area. You can I talked about that plenty of times, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned like boxing and fighting. Can you tell me more about your kind of training that you do?
Yeah, I'd say it's here and there. I have a fast metabolism, so you know, if I'm being lazy one day, the next day I'll be sharp as rain, you know. I do have 30s that I do, but when I go to the gym, it's just I do whatever. I don't really work on legs. I know people say it's, you know, a lot of people don't work on legs either, but you know, I just work on the muscle part because, say, if you know, these game members, they are big. Some of these guys are big, so I would rather focus on my arms and especially boxing technique. I can even show you my technique. It's more, you know, lean in, get comfortable of getting hit. Because if you're in a fight, I mean, it's gonna happen at some point. With the gun and knife, it's the same thing. You know, you just may get shot, you just may get shanked. So it is more of a, you know, I got all this armor and padding. I am prepared to get stabbed. I am prepared to get shot. So I'm gonna treat it in that manner. More defense. So say, you know, you have your left arm and then your right arm. Your left arm is on my right side, your right arm is on my left side. So if you swing with your right arm, I'm gonna go to my left, because you're going that direction. Same thing with knife and a punch. But if it's a gun, I'll use a shield. So a lot of people say, Dove, they're just gonna shoot you at your legs. You know, they're gonna aim at your knees, and they can't. Then they're going to. That's what the smoke is for. So using the smoke and these air blowers, it'll basically dissipate my whole body. But when I'm moving around and say there's more than one shooter, who knows what will happen. Hopefully I can angle it at the right moment, right time, but you know, it'll be unfortunate. We'll see when it happens.
Yeah. Wow, for sure.
Yeah.
So you said that you would call this a hobby. Do you have any other hobbies?
No. No. I worked, I did DIY stuff when I was younger. I made a flamethrower out of cardboard when I was in middle school. So I was really into it. I'd say it did come from just, you know, paper, cardboard, then actual like welding and actual materials. You know, a curious kid in a really bad world, you know, but all you need is a little thinking, a little knowledge, and you'll be surprised at what just one person can do.
Yeah. What do you want people to learn from you?
Oh, good question. Just be aware. Just be aware that there are good people in the world. There's a lot of people out here, you know, some gang members, I'm always gonna bring up the gangs. They think, you know, oh man, I was raised around, you know, my uncle was a gang member, my peoples are, you know, I was around murderers. The only friends that I had on the block was these bad people. But I even want those kids to understand that there are good people out here. Okay, you know, sometimes police officers make a mistake. Sometimes a doctor does something he wasn't supposed to do. But there will always be good people out here, and as long as you look at the bright side, guess what? You're gonna have a little calm, a little of patience, a little of it's gonna be okay mindset. And you know, a lot of people, like during COVID, a lot of people's family members passed away, and if they have the mindset of, hey, you know, maybe get into a religion, to have that calm, as long as your brain is in a calm manner, like I'm not gonna go on the street and use that anger. Like my wife died, my kid died, I'm gonna go hurt someone else so I can get this pain off my chest. Don't do that. Don't cross that line. Know that there are good people out here to help you, and if you can't help yourself, then go to them.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So how long have you been doing this?
I'd say I created the channel in 2022. The concept of the dove about I'd say 2016. The concept of the dove was 2016, but I was young. I couldn't go on the streets. I was just a kid. So I took it seriously around, or I'd say 2022, 2023. That's when I got my car, and I can do way more stuff. So yeah, I'd say a good 3 years.
So that's when you started making videos?
Yeah, basically when I started making videos was when I was taking it seriously. But the concept of the dove, 2016, so I think it's good 8 years, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 years. But yeah, so 3 years active, 8 years of the concept of the dove. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's good.
I have so many things on here. Oh yeah, how much longer do you think that you will do this?
Oof. As long as I can. I'd say I actually want to make a, shouldn't really say this, I want to do 2 things. I want to make a security company and a superhero institute kind of thing. Make more people like me. If I tell you, if these kids, they're like toddlers now, and if they can be in a world where there are powerful, good people, it'll be the safest generation, I'd say, to date. People, police have been around for a very long time. Roman time. When Jesus was around, of that nature. But if we need something new, we need something different, because new problems, technically saying same problems, need new solutions, right? You can't, like I said, there's a quote, you can't defeat a bullet with a bullet, you can defeat a bullet with a shield. Okay, so we need to oppose the very weapons of a gun. Okay, the gun is the only thing, the only power that gang members, all these powerful bad people use. So if we can figure out ways to dismantle that, like, hey, yeah, a gun can't do anything to the body, can't do anything. If we take the power from a gun, we can take the power from the gangs. And as soon as we figure that out, the sooner the better.
Yeah. Wait, this is interesting, because you mentioned earlier that you were thinking about going to Canada, but you didn't because the gun laws are way stricter. But it sounds like you're saying that guns are definitely part of the problem. So how do you feel about gun laws?
I'd say, oh man, it is the person behind the gun that does the killing, but guns have been around forever, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But that's why I said, like, if we can figure out methods to dismantle that power, if we can, a 50 cal is, like, if you got a 50 cal and you shot it at this car, it's gonna explode. Like, that's how big that's how powerful guns are. But if we can create something, and there is something, because mind you, guns are just, like, I'd say, engineering toys. They're just stuff, they're pieces of metals and triggers and gunpowder that you can just put together, and that's how it was created. If you can maybe create something to melt a bullet, or create something to just bounce it back, there are ways. And I mean, we have colleges, we have the smartest people on earth down here, and it's like, you're telling me we can't, like, where is the actual work put into this? But I feel like, I guess just someone out there that's way stronger that's making sure that those people don't.
So you think instead of kind of limiting the tech, it's about creating more?
Yeah, creating more things to stop a bullet, I think. The equation is, we made nukes. You know what a nuke can do. So if we can make something like that, if we could go to the moon, you're telling me we can't make something to stop a bullet? I mean, we have made stuff to stop a bullet, but like I'm talking about in a different way, in a way easier, sleek way. Impossible. And if I have to be the first person to do that, then I will, right? But I'll do my best to do it fast, because time is of the essence. I'm patrolling tomorrow. I can die tomorrow. I want to patrol at least before my 40s, because I don't think I'll be able to do this in my 40s. So that's a no-go. But yeah, I just hope that I can do it sooner as possible. And I am young. I'm only 20 years old. So a lot of people out there is like, dude, you're unexperienced. You don't have what it takes. You don't have the requirements. You don't have the experience. And I don't. I'm not saying I do. But that doesn't mean that I can't pop up with something that puts your jaw on the floor. So I can do that. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe I can't.
Wow, I didn't know you were 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You don't mind me asking you?
22.
21.
21. Oh, wow. You guys are old. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about Superhero Institute. Are you involved with any of the other RLSHers around here? Because I was reading about some of them. There was like a league, right?
Yeah. Chicago Hope. So Chicago Hope, a couple of us, we went to the Cloud Gate, and we patrolled in Lower Wacker Drive to some people. We not patrolled, but like we fed the homeless down there. It was real fun. We had the Animal from Indiana. We had the Reverb from Indiana as well, and then we had Preach It Tier, Citizen Tiger. I can name a few. They do good work, but they're not doing the work that I'm doing. They do stay away from more of the police work of things. They do focus more on just feeding the homeless, which is a good thing. But I'd say if you're gonna be wearing all this armor and stuff, you gotta use it. You gotta use it. Get out there. Gangs fill up the city between the AMs. So you see on Chicago news, around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., 2 a.m. That's when they get active, because nobody's out to stop them, right? But if they have people like me on the streets, I think if you have a 9mm, if you have a Glock 17 in your hand, and you have a mask, and you want to go with your buddies doing the same thing, but you know that there's a flying superhero out there, you're gonna think twice to go out there. So I hope we get to that point at some point, sooner or later.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel like you're respected in the community?
In like the...
Where do you usually patrol?
I normally patrol more like south side. I patrolled on Oak Lawn a couple times. A lot of people took pictures of me, but I didn't record that. There are some other... I do try to record all the time, just in case someone does try to come up and want to sue me for, punching them, or they punch me.
It's like a body cam.
Yeah, to protect myself with. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop going out without recording, because it won't be smart. I am in armor, so if someone just seeing me on the street, like, okay, this guy is probably a weirdo, he's probably gonna hurt somebody, let me call the police before he does anything. So I have the camera on, so people can feel more safe. He has a, hey, the superhero guy, he has a camera on him, he's around the police, we're fine, nothing's crazy is gonna happen. So just that comfort, helping people. But yeah, more south, I'd say southwest of, actually south is this way, I believe. I don't know why I'm pointing that way. But yeah, I patrol more there, because, That's where stuff gets way more active, and tend to. I hate talking about this, but you know when a kid passes away over some idiotic, low life, no job having being, it's just like that's not fair, you know. So this 25-year-old gang member gets to live 25 years, but this 7-year-old kid can't even live 8. The math is not adding up. So people say, you know, stop gun violence, and they protest, stop gun violence, stop gun violence. Yeah, protesting, we've been doing that for years. If that's not going to do anything, we might as well. If let's say 2 cars of gang members come down here, come out, and they want to do something, let's hope that we have 2 or 3 people like me ready to get to work to stop those guns. And that's going to happen at some point, and I kind of fathom it a little bit. That the gang members, you know, that fear of, okay, the police is not the only thing we have to worry about, so let's not do this. Let's not try to go shoot the other opposite gang. Let's not do this, because there's a bunch of people out there that's going to make sure we can't do that. So when we get to that point, I'm gonna be so happy that there's enough people like me. And that's why I have to teach people. I tell people all the time, you know, take your time, do the right thing. I tell them, you know, there's consequences of doing the right thing. You know, you be good all the time, and sometimes, you know, it's karma says no. You know, you're a good person, but who cares? You know, sometimes you won't win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you get shot in the leg. You know, because you're a good person doesn't mean you'll get good things in return. But as long as you're doing the right thing, it'll be worth it. You know, that little thank you that the homeless give me, I'm like, that's all I need. You know, I don't need $1 million. I don't need you know, a Ferrari that says the Dove on it. I just need a little thank you, or a little hug, or whatever. You know, good job, Dove. Thanks. That's all I need. So I did my job, and that's it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you think that the institutions are enough, like the cops? Why don't you think that's enough to stop the problem?
Their methods, I feel like their numbers are good, but their methods are fading. You know, you use a gun and a taser. How many gangs are off the streets because they use a gun and a taser? Not that many. So that means you need something else. You need something different. That means you need something. So you're telling me you can't go to the top college institute of like scientists and engineers to create something to get this out the way? I guess they have before, and they're, you know, it's kind of like the Area 51 type stuff. But I mean, bring it out, take it out. You know, we need that. And I guess if gangs get their hands on that, I think we're all be in trouble. You know, if they've got the high gear, but they're not smart enough. But they can get smart enough, which is like, you know, they'll talk about villains, you know, heroes and villains, yes. Right? So I would say that, you know, if I do keep up with this and I do hit the news, there is going to be an idiot that's going to want to be like, all right, I'm going to kill this guy in front of the news. You know, he'll want to be a villain, and he'll actually probably behead someone, hurt someone to get my attention. And sadly, that probably will come out. But I mean, my intention was to stop the bad that's already happening, not create more bad.
Speaking of heroes and villains,
yeah,
one thing I was interested in is kind of this morality of comic books, where you have good guys and you have bad guys,
right,
and it doesn't really change. Do you think that is do you think that that's a real thing? Do you see that in the real world, like this kind of more black and white characterization of people?
Yeah, physically speaking, no. But it's most definitely.
What do you mean, physically speaking?
Physically speaking, as in like, it could be worse. I mean, literally, it could be someone getting stabbed right in front of us right now, and not that many of us could do anything about it. Like, it could be that bad, but it's not. So the police have been doing their job. You know, I'm not saying they haven't, but we just need more power on the right side, on the good side, because I believe it will get to that point where there's new gangs, or there's new mob bosses and all of that. It may look goofy on paper, but again, in real life, these are real people's lives. A little kid from the projects would be easily a target for them because they need somebody to do their dirty work. They need somebody to get active, and we need to stop that. We need to oppose that. And when you say like villains, let's just say it could be worse, and let's keep it to the point where it's not that worse.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is more kind of like, do you think that, for example, a gang member,
Yeah.
do you think there's any chance of redemption for somebody in a gang?
Ooh. Well, they have a record. They'll have a record most likely. But yeah, I'd say you can't come if you're in a gang right now. You can come back from doing that stuff. But I'm not gonna lie and say what you've done will be forgiven. You can turn it into a good person, but what you did is concrete. Like, what you killed a kid, and you did, but then you're like, I didn't mean to. That's not gonna cut it. That I'm sorry is not gonna cut it. That, all right, I'll stop. It's not gonna cut it. You still did that, but they can change their ways, sure. But I'd say that they need if there's a permanent action, there's a permanent consequence, and I think that's needed. If not, then it'll just keep going. How many 7-year-olds have to die? You know what I mean? How far, and how many times are we gonna let them try to be forgiven? How many times? So you don't know, because that's the way they are. Sometimes if you are that one thing, that's gonna stay with you, whether you show it or not.
Yeah, you keep talking about dead 7-year-olds. Do you see a lot of that?
I'd say on when the news puts out a lot of things, and Ariana Malona, she passed away, and this year, and it really got me. I don't know. It's more of a guilt thing. Sometimes I feel like, I'm not fast enough. I only have a car, so like I could have stopped that. They showed even clips, CC footage of them on the corner of the house shooting at a whole entire family. So they don't have the remorse. They just straight up don't care, right? And yeah, that's a no-no to me. Okay, anybody. Okay, it doesn't have to be a kid. Anybody. If anybody gets killed, of course I'll. But it's a way bigger impact when it's a kid, because it's just like, that's like decades worth of life gone. Like, all right, a 40-year-old dies. Okay, rest in peace. An 80-year-old died. Okay, rest in peace. A 5-year-old? A 7-year-old? Not even 10 years? So yeah, anybody, but I would say that's my motivation to stop that.
Yeah. Do you think, and I might be totally off base here, so feel free to tell me if I am, but do you think maybe you feel a sense of, you mentioned guilt, do you think maybe there's a sense of survivor's guilt? Because you kind of grew up around, you said your brother was in a gang and you survived.
Yeah.
But you've seen some people that grew up in similar situations dying. Do you almost feel like it's wrong that you got to keep living and other people don't?
I see it as unfair, and we all three of us know that the world is unfair, but our job is to make it somewhat fair. People, they protest on gender, they protest against gun violence, they protest against everything because they see the unfair, but the the methods need to change. It's the same problems, really. Like, this is not new. Like, I'd say in the 1990s, 1980s, teenagers been getting killed on the streets since before I was even born. So it's our job to find a new solution. Police officer aiming a gun at another gang member is clearly not going to solve it. So let's figure this out. Let's get together and figure this out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
120. Okay. 40 minutes.
Okay. I think we're getting to wrap up.
Okay.
I am curious though about.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned Ariana in that case.
Yeah.
Have there been any other cases like that have really affected you? And can you walk me through that feeling? And if it's inspiring or if it's depressing and makes you want to work more or work less, things like that.
Yeah. I try to. But yeah, there are other cases, but they probably haven't been reported. So there's only a good few names. But just her and.
You have your scanner.
So I try to get calls like that.
Yeah.
And I do, but I got an antenna that's actually makes the signal stronger, so I can maybe get something closer and faster. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you were saying.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, she most definitely, because she was the first kid that died in the beginning of the year, right? This was in, I'd say, April 13th, that she got killed, and of course it was on a weekend. Family was out having fun, doing what families do, and then they said it was gang related. It was gang related, but no one in the family is part of the gang, or that's just what the family said to keep the other family members safe. It's another problem. If people are listening to me, if you have a brother, uncle, even a sister that's in a gang, talk to them. Try to talk them out of it. They want to do what they want, sure, but if that means for them to go on the streets and do hurt people, I mean, it's crazy to say, but guess what? Your brother was probably the one that killed that little girl. Your uncle is probably the one that killed that little girl. Your cousin, your friend, and it's somewhat your fault too for not talking to them out of that beforehand. So it's insane that we need to go deeper, and if we don't, it just might be your kid next, and then now you want to care, now you want to make it personal, now you want to be like, okay, stop gun violence, but you didn't do that for no one else. So, but it's a work in progress. Let's just say it's regardless, when we fix another problem, guess what? Another problem is going to show up, right? And our job is just keep knocking these problems out of the park. Keep knocking them down. No. There's going to be new ones every day, new ones every week, new ones everywhere. Look, Trump got almost assassinated. So I'll try to be at the rally for Democrats, DNC. Yeah, because there's gonna be some problems out there, okay? And I hope that that day is gonna be on my off day, because that would be a perfect day for me to go out there.
Oh, I want to hear about your time at the DNC. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, for sure. So you're 20. As we recently learned.
Yes.
You have so much life ahead of you. Is there anything else that you're kind of is there anything else? Do you have any other goals? Things like that.
No, I'd say that I don't really think about marriage and girlfriend and stuff like that, because it's just I could have did that in high school. It's kind of, I'd say it's too late.
Too late?
But it's not. I know people say it's not too late, But I believe that
Oh my gosh, don't say that.
it's too late because, you know, I kind of gave this mantle my energy already. I didn't give it to a girlfriend. So, you know, now I have to stick with it. Say if I quit the next day, it's not, this dove thing is me. It's part of me now. I can't really say, you know, hey, oh, this beautiful girl, like, hey, okay, hey, you're my real name, hey, you're cute, you're cute, you know, hey, let's get together. Oh yeah, first of all, I'm a superhero. Yeah, so we're gonna have to break up because guess what? I'm gonna go in the streets and fight some gang members. I'm not trying to, you know, cuddle. So I'm not. It is what it is.
That's funny. But usually I think superheroes have like a weak spot, right? They have like the one person that like.
Yeah, you know, Lois Lane, right?
Yeah, or someone. Do you have anyone like that? Not necessarily romantic, but like any type of relationship that you feel like.
No. My mom is probably the closest to who I need to protect. That's why I left her house. When I got a little serious, I was like, hey, I am gonna, you know, these GDs, SDs, Latin Kings, and all that. You know, when I put up that video, that's when I really left her house. I was like, yeah, I can't be here if I'm like threatening these guys. So, you know, I'm living with a friend right now. So I am trying my best to protect her. But let's say she gives me like a stress call, you know, I am gonna go like, you know, my morals just might go out the window because of that. Because, you know, she brought me to this world, and it's unfair she got hurt, okay? Because I'm not in this to get other people hurt. I'm trying to stop other people from getting hurt. But it, like I said in the beginning, you know, because you're a good person, that doesn't mean good things will happen to you. Some stuff may happen, some stuff may go left, and we'll just have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, it's been an honor, you know.
Nice.
It's very cool.
Yes, John, right?
Yes, my friends have been following your Instagram page for, I want to say, I don't want to mistakenly say it, but I want to say like 4-ish years now.
Oh man.
And so this is very surreal for me.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Because a lot of people from like Brazil has say, "Hey, coming from Brazil, we love you, Dove." Like, wow, like YouTube is really.
You have fans out there. I'll say.
Yeah, I was very surprised of that, and yeah. Keep watching because sort of the beginning, but just keep going.
Yeah, you were telling me that you watched your stuff in high school.
Yeah, something like that.
Did you have something before YouTube?
It was a non, but a lot of that stuff was lethal. I was talking about fire swords and you know, actually flying. But that's when I was like I said, the concept of Dove was a long time, but that wasn't really when I was getting active on it. I can't walk around here with a flaming sword, you know.
Draws attention.
Yeah, and you know, police will probably, you know, put a couple lead in me in a minute, so it wouldn't be smart. But that's just, you know, from the comic books. I really needed a reality check. That's why I did so much on laws and stuff like that, because I'm trying to do this the right way. I'm not trying to become a god, like I said. I'm not trying to, you know, get on top of a car, light it on fire. No one can stop me, you know. I'm trying to do this the right way.
You mentioned like having a sense of responsibility. Does that get tiring at some point?
Yeah, sometimes. You know, I was driving to work, and you know, I see homeless here and there. I'm like, you know, I put my money in an account. I don't got much to give them. All right, fine. I'll give them like these $3, you know, or I'll give them, you know. Sometimes I can't give them nothing. You know, I just drive right past them, and it's there's no excuses. You know, sometimes I do, like, you know, that old lady, she'll be all right crossing the street, or you know, if a woman is coming behind me, I'm not gonna hold the door. She can hold it herself. You know, sometimes I just throw that out the window. But I guess just the human side of me that's like, okay, it is what it is. But of course, sometimes I'll be like, hey, sure, you know, hey, I can help you out. Is that too heavy for you? Let me help you out with that. And stuff of that nature. It's here and there, but most of the time, for sure, I love doing it. Yeah. I'm a caregiver as well, so I have to deal with 80-year-olds all the time. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever rest, and what does that look like for you?
I tell you, I can sleep. I know some people don't like people that take naps. I take naps. If I just came, I just patrolled from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. I'm going to sleep, and I always make sure I do it from the time I worked to the time I'm off, because that's when I can actually rest and do my thing. Sometimes if I get too sore, I have to do just cold showers, not cold baths. I know people say cold baths makes more sense, but just cold showers. If back pain or such. When I was making the suit, the ceramic plate was like kind of in my back a bit, but I was like, fine, man up, let me go out here. But it really did my back in like bad, because I was like patrolling with it just like in my back. My back was kind of like stiff. It was uncomfortable, but that's nothing a cold shower can't fix. So
yeah. Okay, I think that's it for now.
okay.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything
Yeah,
else
no
you
problem.
want to say? Or?
Okay, I am the Dove. I'm here to stay, and I hope Chicago has a safe day. It rhymes, right? Cool.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Awesome.
Do you mind if we take some photos with you?
Yeah. Let me get in the light. Let's see.
Yes. Oh, I don't think I'm meant for that life, man.
What about I'll give you a drone controller to be the guy in the sky.
Maybe.
Hey, Joe, watch the left corner, got it. Hey, Simone, can you make sure go get that guy away from that side? But yeah, that's perfect.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Where are you going after this?
I gotta go to work. Gotta go back, drive on, I'll take about 34 all the way down to where I need to go, but classified.
Of course, yes. Don't want to compromise.
Yeah.
I have to say, your mask does a very good job of hiding your face.
Yeah,
I
I'm trying my best. I just got these. I've changed the suit every day of my life, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, so I might email you again to do like a follow-up. Would probably be like on the phone or online or something.
Okay. Zoom call?
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. I'll see though. I have to go through this and see.
Okay. You probably have like different other people to interview.
That I'm also trying to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any socials, like maybe
Oh, I have social.
follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have all of those. What do you have?
Maybe like your not like your personal, but like your platform, so I can tell people about it. Or you don't post the recordings on anything?
I will post the finished product eventually, but I just use my personal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because I don't want to take too credit. I just recorded it. I want to tell people about your stuff.
Most of my stuff is on Spotify.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can just send you this.
Just send me the link. It's even better.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No problem. John, Simone, you guys take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hey. Dove out.